Mother Teresa once said, "We cannot do great things on this earth, only small things with great love." As the holidays are upon us, I often think back to the people I have lost and memories of my childhood. I ask myself, what are the childhood memories that have impacted me the most? This question prompted me to think of my grandmother, and as I thought of her, I distinctly remember an act of kindness that stood out and has guided me into adulthood. The first 7 years of my life were spent under my grandmother's constant care as my mother worked several jobs to support us. According to Psychology Today, research with adults suggests that people can remember early childhood memory back only to ages 6 to 6.5. The most impactful memories of my grandmother start at about age 6 when I was living with her in an apartment along with my sister and uncle. I remember an elderly woman named Mildred. If you looked at her, you would think she was homeless. She was unwashed and smelled funny, and I could not understand at that young age why my grandmother would befriend her. My grandmother did not speak English, and yet somehow she managed to communicate to Mildred to come over for a cup of coffee. I remember her being hesitant, but I was able to speak with her in English that it was okay. Every time my grandmother saw Mildred, she would offer her a cup of coffee and what little food we had to spare, and treated her with respect and kindness. She even managed to get Mildred to agree to allow her to clean her apartment and bathe her. I remember asking my grandmother, "Why are you so nice to her?" My grandmother replied, "She has no family to help her, and we should always be kind to those less fortunate. We do not know what they are going through in life, but we can make life a little better by being kind." What amazed me the most about my grandmother's act was her demeanor. She enjoyed helping Mildred and looked forward to having her over. According to the Mayo Clinic, the act of helping others actually activates the part of your brain that makes you feel pleasure and releases a hormone called oxytocin. The higher your oxytocin level, the more generous you may be. It was not until I was older that I understood how much of an impact my grandmother had not on just me, but the community around us. She was so well regarded that years later, when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and left the house at 2 in the morning with no coat or shoes, a homeless man recognized her and walked her home. As the holidays are upon us and many charitable works are at hand, I challenge you to perform an act of kindness and create your own memories. Go out and seek someone in need. It could be a stranger, a friend, or family. Seek them out and quietly do something for them. Simple acts such as taking the time to talk to an elderly neighbor or noticing your neighbors are on vacation and shoveling their driveway while they're gone can help foster a sense of goodwill and community. The deed you perform may seem insignificant to you, but may mean the world to whomever you choose and make their life just a little bit better. One act of kindness can impact the people around you and can create memories that will last a lifetime.